Okay, awesome. What's up, guys? My name is Daniel. I am the head coach of Tribe Accelerator, and today we have Talon Smith joining us, and we're going to talk about how Talon went from heartbroken and living in his parents' basement to traveling the world with his high-value social circle. So, welcome, Talon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Daniel. It's a blast.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, let's start with what you're up to now, because I know you're not in your typical spot right now in New York. So what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm kind of living that nomadic lifestyle, traveling around. I grew up in New York, and then it's basically been my plan ever since I joined to leave my hometown and go explore different cultures in different countries. So, right here, I'm in Portugal, Lisbon. I just met up with a couple other tribe guys here, and it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I know you're very excited. We've talked about kind of what you're about to embark on. So give us a little bit of information on what your kind of plan is right now. What does that nomadic lifestyle consist of?
So right now, I'm kind of experimenting with moving countries basically week by week. I was just in Amsterdam last week. This week, I'm in Portugal. Next week, I'm going to be in Morocco and kind of bringing my business along with me, still reaching out to clients, still serving my clients the best I can, and making connections all throughout the world. And eventually, I'm planning on settling down across the world for a year, just trying to figure out that spot right now.
So sick. So sick. So sick. Awesome, man. That's literally like the goal I know for most people is be able to travel around the world, also be able to sustain a business and grow that as well, and then meeting new people. So that's so sick. That's
Mhm.
what you're getting up to. Awesome. Okay, sweet. So yeah, let's take us back now. I forget, when was it that you joined? Do you
I
remember?
joined at the webinar in January with like a
Okay.
bunch of other people. Yeah.
Got you. Got you. Okay, so take us back into January before you joined Tribe Accelerator. Where were you at socially? Where was your living situation? What was your kind of mindset like? And take it away.
Yeah. So I had a pretty good social circle when I was in college. I went to school, University of Miami, and I graduated in December. So right before Tribe. But I had a job lined up. I had a girlfriend that I was going to move in with. And basically, the week after I graduated, so like right around Christmas time, the job fell through. They're like, oh, we can't actually take you on. And then I was like, all right, worst case, I have my girlfriend. I'm just going to move in, work some nonchalant job. And she was like, yeah, kind of don't want to be together anymore. So I was distraught.
Cool.
I had to move back in with my parents. I had like nothing lined up for me. It was just I worked 4 years to get the degree and have a job. I did everything perfectly, and it kind of just in the last minute all crashed down on me. So in New York, since I hadn't been there for 4 years, I knew basically nobody. I had my whole social circle in Miami, and it just moving back to New York, I was kind of alone, just sitting with my parents all day, not really doing anything at all.
Got you. Yeah, I know people say it, but it's true about, the classic kind of college education, and I went through it too, right? Like I went
Yeah,
through the traditional system as well, but, I think people are really waking up to the fact that like it doesn't guarantee you anything. It really doesn't. I know a ton of people that I went to school with that were, great students as well, and now they're doing nothing related to their degree and they're just bartending, right?
yeah.
It's people don't always have it figured out. It's okay. You were just kind of was out of a job, was still trying to figure it out, piece it together. So what do you feel like was the main reason for you, joining the group? What were you kind of
So
looking to get out of it?
yeah, I have been following Arlen for a while, ever since his college days, and I just saw his growth from graduating college. I knew what he went through when he first graduated, and I felt like I was going through something very, very similar. And I saw him all of a sudden moving to LA, making all this money, meeting really cool people, and I was like, whatever he knows, I need to know now.
Yeah.
So I never purchased a mentorship program before. I never bought any sort of course. I basically only researched on my own, did everything on my own. And I was like, all right, I need a quick transformation. And I knew that I could get it on my own, but it would just take a lot more effort and a lot more research. I was like, he's already done it. So why don't I just learn from the best? And
Yeah.
it also just gave me something to do with my spare time because all I was doing was watching Netflix, and I was like, I need to be around more motivated people that were actually going after something and were doing well. So I thought this would like the perfect group.
Yeah, yeah. You probably wouldn't just want to be sitting around, watching Netflix and think about, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? You
Yeah.
were like, I gotta make a change. I gotta figure something out. So, okay, sick. So now, what was kind of like the first month or so, kind of going through the course, going through the program, and also the community aspect, and talk about the types of people you were connecting with, the types of people that are in Tribe Accelerator.
Yeah. So the first month, I kind of had no idea what to expect. I attended the live call the day after I signed up, and already it was you and Arlen on the call, really breaking apart people's problems. They're asking questions. You're like, all right, this, and this, and here are actionable steps to do it. And I was like, whoa, this is definitely something different. All I've gotten advice wise is from YouTube videos and books. So it was just something completely new to me. And the first whole week was basically you guys saying, all right, we're setting up. Here's how to prepare yourself for the rest of the course. And talk to as many people as you can and try to find those couple people that you're really going to stay in contact with and be accountability partners with, which is so huge for like my growth personally. My accountability partner, I have everything to owe to them. So I was just getting on calls with as many people as possible. And there are people in the agency space, people who were traveling, people who were just really sitting down, working on podcasts and like meeting really great people. Some are like Jack Considine, Mateo, who I'm staying with now, Nick Smith, and they're all really motivated. I'm like, this is what I was a couple months prior, and just getting their energy through the calls really helped motivate me. And they're like, Talon, you can do this. Whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish. And I just really hadn't heard that from anyone else before in my immediate family. Like they're like, oh, get a secure job. But they're like, no, like this lifestyle that you have planned out in your head of going across the world, that's feasible. Go get after it. It's just they're the most motivating people ever.
Yeah, yeah, that's sick. And literally, like Mateo, isn't he in the other room?
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally a guy like you're in Lisbon right now. You're based in New York, right? Typically, and now you're around the world traveling. You already have people to go out to dinners with and all that stuff, which is really cool to see. But yeah, exactly what you're saying. To speak to like the community aspect and stuff like that, just like I feel like a lot of students in college, and I had it myself, have this misconception of, oh, I'm going to go to college and meet all these amazing like-minded people, and we're going to get all these sick jobs, and then we're going to travel the world, do all this stuff. And then I don't know about yourself, but I got to college and you realize that that's not really the case. People are drinking 3-4 days a week, whatever the case is. They're a bit lost in life, maybe not really sure if they actually want to pursue what they are for college, and they don't have that like-mindedness that you're looking for. So I think that's the biggest difference is everyone, in this group is already motivated. They're already, going kind of after what they want, but it's in different spaces as well. So you can learn a lot from each other and just uplift each other to go after what you kind of want in life.
Yeah, that's so huge. What you said about the whole college aspect thing. I was part of multiple fraternities in college, and it was just, I thought I was going to get that brotherhood that I wanted. And it was just people sitting around drinking all day. Some people were smoking. And when I was doing my graphic design projects, creating video projects, people would talk down on me. And it was just, it didn't make me want to put out any work into the world. Now, if I post on Instagram, within 5 minutes, I have like 30 people commenting, being like, this is sick. I put out a video and people are DMing me like, dude, I really liked this specific scene. And it's really good to get that positive networking.
Yeah, that's such a small thing I kind of like joke about, but Arlen and I talk about it a lot. Just like whenever any of you guys post a picture on Instagram, there's like 40 or 50 comments from guys in the group. Just like, I know it sounds simplistic, but just like uplifting you, and really showing support or sharing your podcast or project. And like, you got to ask yourself, how many of your friends previously would do that? Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So take us through, a bit, kind of going further through the course, the actionable steps. What did you kind of like? Was there anything that really stuck out? Any kind of lessons that you learned either from the live calls or on the, on the course?
Yeah. So right now I'm actually traveling with a couple other people. We kind of are going to the different cities with each other and then kind of splitting off once we're in the city. And one lesson that really stuck out to me was the solo travel lesson. So a lot of these people, they're going out in these big groups of like 8 people, and I'm going out. I'm either know someone in the city I'm in, or I just am going out to bars, meeting people, going to cafes, skate parks, and then I come back to everyone else in the group at the end of the day, and they're like, "How do you know so many people in Lisbon, Talon? Like, this is insane. You're really well connected." Like last night, it was insane, but they don't know how to travel. And one thing that you and Arlen teach very well, because you're very experienced at it, is how to properly travel in a high value way. Really meet the kinds of people you want to meet instead of going around all day doing the touristy stuff. Another thing for me is also just the community is obviously the biggest part of it, but staying in contact with people, the different ways to deepen a relationship and help each other's projects, like providing value, something that you discuss so often. And now, whenever I meet someone, I'm thinking, how can I make this person's life better? How can I provide some value to them and just give, give, give? I honestly find more joy in giving now than I do in receiving gifts and whatnot. Like, I'm constantly buying people things, showing little acts of support, just sending my friends text messages being like, dude, hope you're killing it today. And that just brings me so much more joy than anything else basically now.
Yeah, that's huge, right? Exactly. Like that's something I do have to pat myself on the back for that I do very well, and that's where it got me where I am today in so many spheres. Just like add value to people. It can be so simplistic, whether it's a connection, it's a travel recommendation, it's potential job opportunity. Like that's huge. Like how many people are constantly doing that and in that giving mode. And when you give like that, people are very reciprocal and they want to give back to you and provide you opportunities. Just this endless positive feedback loop. So that's awesome. You said about strengthening kind of relationships, right? What are some ways, you've obviously, because you've been in the program since January, what are some ways like that you and the guys in the community have strengthened your relationships and kind of built upon those since when you just got started?
So a big thing we already mentioned before is if someone puts out a certain piece of work that they've been working on for a while, the first thing I do is watch it or take a look at it myself. And then if I think it's up to par, which a lot of these guys like are exceeding standards, I repost it on my own story, and then they're very gracious about that. And I'm just like, dude, I think more people should see this in the world. Then the next thing is inside jokes is huge. Like that's something that I learned, and I really am bringing with me through this trip. Like I was just in Amsterdam, I met someone in Amsterdam, and even now we're just texting like little jokes from like a night out in Amsterdam that we thought of. Another way of just deepening those relationships is talking to someone on a regular basis. It seems simple, but so many people don't do this. So many people are just texting, but actually this face-to-face connection, even if it is virtual, means a lot to people.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Okay, so now take us to January is where you joined. You started building these relationships. You started getting introduced to the community and all these people from around the world that were like-minded. Now take us to April, right? Because I know I met you in person in the live event. So what was that kind of experience like? At the live event, and also just traveling on your own with those guys.
Yeah. So April was an insane month. The whole point of the program of Tribe Accelerator is to tribal transurf, and that's to get 3 to 4 cities where you can take a flight, have a place to stay, have people that you can go out with, have dinners with, connect with, and like have places to work. And April, I checked off 3 of my 4 cities that month. That was insane. Like each week I was just going to a different one. New York, then back to Miami where I was based at the time, and then to LA. And just the tribe event was unreal, the synergy there. Like, we were all first day, I get to the hotel that we're staying at, and Avery Strove, he's sitting outside, and we only talked virtually, never met in person. And he's like, yo, man, what's up? Like, unbelievable energy. The first thing, and I was a bit skeptical at first. Like, I had never met any of these people in person. How's it going to be? But it was just immediate in-person connection, which is something so unique to the tribe. Then the next day was the actual event, and that like we learned so much there. Meeting you, meeting Jan, meeting Arlen and Adam, absolutely insane, and like just so many cool people there. Ended up having a great time the day after in LA. It was just an unreal weekend, and it went by. It felt like I was there for like 2 weeks. I was only there for a couple of days. It's just insane when you have a good group of people, good group of guys and girls in a location, how much more fun it could be rather than me just taking a weekend trip on my own.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that like can speak to it. Obviously, for people that aren't there, it's just like when you're actually around people who I just want to say get it, or just like really understand, what you guys are all kind of going for in terms of like life. The level of just vibe and conversation is so much different, right? Like it's really cool that, we can talk, we have the internet, right? We can have these Zoom
Yeah.
calls, we can talk over FaceTime, whatever the case is, in our Discord group, stuff like that. But like when you actually meet these guys in person who you've been talking to and uplifting for, months, when you meet in person, it's just different. Right. That's I think the coolest thing is obviously when we get to do those events and we meet in person.
Yeah, no, it was just crazy how I immediately connected with how many people were there, like over 40.
I think about
And
40. Yeah.
yeah, it was just everyone was on the same wavelength. Everyone was after the same goals, and it seemed like nobody was really out of the circle. Nobody was an outlier. It was just the whole group of us were all in it together.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's, really receptive because well, we're trying to do the same things, but differently, right? There's people in all different avenues and spaces in this. And that's cool as well, because you can leverage the connections, like you're saying, right? You have different spots that you can go to with people all around the world, but also they're doing all different things, right? Like I know you're in design, right? But if you have, Jack who's in podcasting, or if you have, other people that have marketing agencies or whatever the case is, now people in different kind of space as well. So that's awesome that you literally crossed off 3 of the tribal transferring spots in a week or so. That's pretty insane.
Yeah,
Awesome.
all in the same month.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Sick. So that was a live event. Now kind of, lean into and talk us about, what kind of made you embark on what you're kind of doing right now. What are some things that you're excited for?
Yeah, so one thing I'm insanely excited for is seeing some old friends just as I'm going through this whole travel thing. I'm starting in Western Europe and then going all the way to the east, and then meeting a bunch of people in Dubai that I haven't seen in like a year or two. And then one thing that I'm like so giddy about is moving to Australia, just popping myself down there. And I know I have the skills to immediately like just get a place to live, get like an awesome group of friends there that I wouldn't have known before. And I just know that I can go anywhere in the world now, plot myself, and immediately have this high value social circle.
Yeah.
Some other things I'm coming out with, interviewing people from around the world. Yeah, that type of jazz.
Yeah, I know you have. I saw that on your Instagram. You're going to be documenting the whole journey, right? So you're, traveling the world completely right now, but you're also going to be, documenting along the way and sharing your kind of story, and also, conversing with other people and learning lessons from them as well. So you seem pretty excited for that.
Yeah, man. I'm hyped. It's crazy that what was it? January's 9 months ago now. Yeah, January I had no money, and now I'm moving across the world, like 12 hours away from my hometown. Not gonna know anyone there, and I feel financially stable. I feel like I can make even more money there than I was previously.
Yeah, I felt the same way when I was, a part of this group as well on, your side of the fence. Is like it's not a make money program by any means, right? It's
No,
a social circle, getting around really like-minded people and growing as a person. But, it rubs off that way as well. When you see other people just, getting after it, right? That probably has motivated you to, also make more money and figure more things out.
yeah. I mean, honestly, so I know at this point we have people of all different income levels in the program. I was, as I said, broke when starting this, and I still implemented things in ways where I could just go to a club with 10 girls and still like have after it, get free drinks all night. But then there's people who are making much more than me doing very similar things, and it's kind of like it's just people always think this mentality, we call it the like Mr. Struggle, where it's like, oh, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. But it's just that isn't the case at all. You can do it even if you have like a little tiny resource. That's still something you can give out into the world, and that'll just 10x every time you just keep giving.
For sure. I love it. Awesome. So yeah, was there any more, lessons you learned or big takeaways that kind of, led into, you said that you could land in any city and know that you're gonna figure things out and have a great time in any city. Is there anything else that you kind of learned along the program, or anything that stuck out on live calls that really, had an impact on you?
We haven't really touched on social media that much, of like just getting your profile really up to standard. I used to use my profile as kind of Finsta before, just posting random images. Like I have a lot of pictures archived of just pizza. That's it. And I just did not take social media seriously before, but then this whole thing really shifted my mindset. Like, no, social media is a tool. It isn't just like a scrapbook. It's a real tool that you can use to meet awesome people. I just like DM someone, they immediately respond back, and there's synergy there. We get on a call, or I'm like, hey, I'm heading to the Netherlands soon. You want to meet up? And like that's that. And that's all just from having a strong profile, which is really underplayed. Trying to think what else. Like mindset is huge. That's something that you and Arlen go over extremely well. I did not have the mindset starting out, but now like through different tools like meditation and just talking to other people, getting Maxi, like the fact that you guys package Maxi into this is huge. That's also what got me to sign up too, because that's an amazing tool right there.
Awesome. Yeah, the Instagram thing's really cool. I was the same way, right? People don't really realize like you can use Instagram as a tool that it is, or an anchor, right? Like you can be mindlessly scrolling, and wasting your time, and not using it to your advantage and really have a detriment on you. Or on the flip side, you can do what you said, right? If you optimize it and you build it in a certain way, you can attract the people in your life that you want to attract. It's the best tool for dating. It's the best tool for networking. It's the best tool for traveling, everything. So that's great to see, your kind of transformation on that side. Awesome. So yeah, my last kind of question for you, Talon, is if there was anyone, you're speaking to that's on the fence about joining Tribe Accelerator, or honestly, any mentorship program for that matter, what would you kind of say to them?
Yeah, so I've been into this whole personal development space and whatnot, social circle, like how to talk to certain people for a while. And I was just doing it all on my own, YouTube and reading books. And it was a slow process, but it worked. And if you want to spend no money and do that, like go for it. But I was messaging you before I joined Tribe, and I just really thought about it that day of like, if someone already has the result you want or something similar, or if there's other people in the group, like you can talk to how many people, over 100 people now in the group that are high value in all different areas of life.
197. Yeah.
There you go. It's just, you can find the answers so much faster and just have actual actionable steps to go towards that goal, that it just 80/20s it. You're going to get there somewhere so much more faster. And that's what I did. I like within 9 months, this whole process would have probably taken me 2 years to get to Portugal where I am now. And it just kept on accelerating. That's why you guys call it Tribe Accelerator. It's just a constant upward spiral.
Awesome. Well, yeah, Talon, thank you for coming on today. It's been really great, me personally, just watching how much you've grown since January, because I know we talked before you even joined this program, and it's really good to see. And I'm really excited, for the traveling you're about to go through, and, watching your kind of journey and watching your story develop. So, maybe we can do another one of these in, 3 months down the line, and we can kind of talk then.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, awesome. Yeah. Come out, visit me in Australia, whatever.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, Talon. Have a great rest of your day, and take care, guys. If you are interested in potentially joining Tribe Accelerator, you want to learn more, you can click the link in the description to book a free call with myself, and we will take you from there. Awesome, guys. Take care and have a great rest of your day.